Okay, class, and we are back for Module 1, Lesson 4 of English for Academic and Professional Purposes. So, Module 1, Lesson 4 pata class. So, the lesson is all about various techniques in summarizing a variety of academic texts. So, here's what you need to know about these modules. So, di na natutugayon pa. Ditso na ta. So, you have already read what I need to know. Then what I know. So you're going to answer this practice test. So identify which of the following supports the principle of summarizing. In your notebook, write the letter of your choice. Okay, so ang sira ninyo ni answers only. Answer right away in your activity notebook, the big notebook that you have. And what is it? What is it is a pre-writing activity that you need to answer in your activity notebook. So we're going to read the direction first. Try to recall one of the novels or short stories you discussed in one of your previous lessons or previous classes in English. So probably sa kuha na mag-reflect in your reading and writing and oral communication. So choose one selection out of the several you tackled throughout your school life. Then on a separate sheet of paper, try to rewrite the story using your own words. Separate sheet of paper. Then the question is here: did you find the retelling of the story difficult? Why or why not? What strategies did you employ in order to retell the story? Did you find these strategies helpful? Why or why not? So basically, ang inyong ibutang sa inyong notebook class nga answer is these questions. Kanang duha ka question, wala ninyong ansiran sa inyong activity notebook. So ang inyong gi-summarize, dadto ra na sa separate sheet of paper. Di na nako siya kwaon. Ang ako lang i-check diri sa inyong what is it is answering these two questions nga naa diri karon. Inyong ibutang sa inyong notebook nga ansiran nga question is these two questions only. Dili na tong summary sa inyo ang nabasa nga story. Dili na ang summary ha. The questions lang, answering these two questions in your notebook. So remember, if you're going to answer, you're going to use the very basic requirement nako. It's the 3-part essay. You must have your introduction, you must have your body, and your conclusion. So 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 1 paragraph for introduction, 2 paragraphs for the body, and 1 paragraph for the conclusion. A total of 4 paragraphs. Is that clear? Okay, so what's new? What's new? Let's have a discussion here. So what is summarizing? Unsa beginning summarizing, class? So basically, summarizing according to Buckley in 2004 in her popular writing text Fit to Print. Summarizing is reducing text to 1/3 or 1/4 of its original size, clearly articulating the author's meaning and retaining the main ideas. So basically, ang summarizing is shortening or reducing the text from 1/3 to 1/4, or 1/3 or 1/4 of the total size of the text. So himuon mo siya 1/4 na lang instead of the whole selection. So kulangan mo siya 1/4 lang imong ibilin, stating the author's meaning and retaining the main idea. So dapat di gyapon mawala ang meaning nga gipa-send sa author and the main idea when you going to summarize. Pa-move on lang. So basically, kung moingon tag summarizing class, gipa-move nato siya at the same time gi-move on na nato pero nagpabilin ang meaning nga gusto ipahiwatig sa author og ang main idea sa selection. Dapat di na siya mawala bisag gi-reduce nimo ang imong selection nga gibasa. According to Diane Hacker in 2008, in a Canadian writer's reference, explains that summarizing involves stating a work's thesis and main ideas, simply, briefly, and accurately. I know that some of you are already aware of the thesis statement. So thesis statement is just one sentence, or the topic sentence, basically similar na siya sa topic sentence. So if I were you, you look for the thesis statement, or just think of a topic sentence. Topic sentence will do. So basically, topic sentence will do answer your problem. Topic sentence goods na kay na siya. From dictionaries, it is defined as taking a lot of information and creating a condensed version that covers the main points and to express the most important facts or ideas about something or someone in a short and clear form. So basically, ang pinaka define nga definition sa summary is gipamubok nimo siya pero gipabilin gyapon ang author's purpose or author's meaning of the selection and the main idea of the selection. So kana ra gipamubo pero naa gyapon ang main idea and the author's meaning of the selection. Kana ra gyud duha. From the definitions, take a look on the pool of words and phrases. Summary is, yes, indeed, reducing text. Summary is simply, briefly, and accurately. That's true. Clearly articulating, condensed version, thesis, pwede. Most important facts or ideas, main ideas, and short and clear form. That is basically summary. There are various techniques in summarizing a variety of academic texts. So read the work first to understand the author's intent. This is a crucial step because an incomplete reading could lead to an inaccurate summary. Basahon gyud tanan. Because remember, an inaccurate summary is plagiarism. Summary does not mean you copy everything in the selection, imo lang ipamubo. Summarizing is also a skill because you need to use your own words in summarizing a text. Dili pwede nga kopya-kopya ka, mag-chunk ka dito sa introduction, mag-chunk ka sa body, mag-chunk ka sa conclusion, imo lang siya idikit-dikit para mubo. That's not the case. Maghimo gani kag summary, you going to write using your own words to summarize the selection. Dili chunking class dili chunking. You write your own. You write using your own words to summarize a certain text. Nga magpabilin niya po ang main idea sa text nga imong gi-summarize. Number 2, one of the summarization techniques you can do is present information through facts, skills, and concept in visual formats. That is true. Pwede po na siya. Because factual informations cannot be plagiarized. Kitinuod ba na siya? That's factual. Pag factual information, dili ka makaingon nga plagiarism na, it's because tinuod man na. That's the truth. It's up to you on how you going to explain that factual statement. Unsaon na nimo pag-explain. Kay kung gikopya nimo na nga explanation, plagiarism gyapon na siya. Pero kung wa nimo gikopya pagka-explain, gihatag nimo ang facts pero lahi nga pagka-explain, naghimo kag imong statement on how to explain these facts, you are safe. Remember that you can provide the cause and effect charts, timelines and Venn diagrams, templates for outlines, use flowcharts or infographics. Pwede ka magamit ng mga visual formats if you wish to summarize certain selection. But depende gapon kay kung creative works inyong i-summarize, dili siya pwede. But this is academic text, so pwede kayo if there are some certain informations given in the academic text, you may use visual representations or visual presentations just to be safe from plagiarism. Kay kung naka visuals, safe kay ka for plagiarism, di ba? Safe ka for plagiarism. Number 3, to avoid difficulty, you need first to know the main points and supporting details. You can exclude any illustrations, examples, or explanations. Para di ka magliso, dapat kabalo ka unsay main points nga imong i-discuss, main points nga imong include in your summary, and then supporting details nga imong i-include sa summary. Dapat ma-discover sa nimo or ma-distinguish na nimo daan ay ha ka mag-summarize. So taking down notes on the important main points of the academic text, the supporting details, ay ha ka mag-summarize. Kuti kay maghimog summary, no? Super kuti. Kailangan ko sa nimo ang main points, supporting details, una ka maghimo og summary. Next is you need to analyze the text to save time in thinking what you will do. Analysis is the key. You need to use your big brain, class, for you to save time in thinking what will you do. So muna na siya. Apply number 3. That's a big brain move para easy for you to analyze the text. So you need to get the main points and supporting details. That's a big brain move for you to save time to analyze the information or the text that imong gibasa. Number 5, think what information you will put in your summary. Be sure to cover the main points and arguments of the document. Muna na siya. Think about the information nga mo ibutang sa summary. So, if I were you, you're going to get the main points and the supporting details so that later, tanan main points nga imong nakuha sa selection ug supporting details, i-take down na nimo. Para later on sa imong pag-summarize, you can select on which of the following points you're going to include in your summary. But remember nga, ang pinaka-importante nga points o arguments imong ma-appeal in your summary. Number 6, one of the best things to do in auto-summarizing is restating the words into different one. Ang pinakadali for you to summarize is paraphrasing. Do not copy, paraphrase that one. I repeat, do not copy, just paraphrase. Ayaw kopyaha, i-paraphrase lang. Kaya ma-plagiarize ka kung imong kopyahon. We already discussed paraphrasing and reading and writing. And you should avoid using the original words of the author instead. Use your own vocabulary, but be sure to retain the information. It doesn't matter kung dili kay lahom ang imong English as long as you are using your own words to restate the information. Pero siguraduha nga ang main idea magpabilin. Siguraduha nga magpabilin imong main idea ug wala nimo gikopya ang original words sa author. Use your own words but make sure that the main information was there na appeal nimo. Number 7, you will fully understand what the document is when you organize all ideas. Muna na siya. Mag-take down notes ka. Then imo din siya i-arrange. Organize that idea. Take down notes and arrange your ideas. Arrange your ideas properly. Kung saan nimo pag-arrange, dapat naka-take down notes ka. Kaya kung wala ka naka-take down notes, dili gid mo na siya ma-arrange. Because kung ibo lagi huna-huna tanan, mag-nosebleed ang imong otok. Nani siya kagalingong ilong ay namag-angal. Mag-bleeding na si imong utok kung di nimo i-take down notes. It's another pressure in your brain na hinumdumon tanan detail. So, take down notes and arrange that one in an organized manner. Number 8, one of the things you can do is to write down all information in a coherent and precise form. Muna na akong giingon. I-take down notes ninyo. Taking down notes is the key here. Keep in mind that a summary is a condensed version of the original papers. Avoid making it long. A very minimum requirement for this is 4 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs for you to make a summary. 4 paragraphs minimum. Minimum 4 paragraphs. Maximum siguro mga 6. Magdepende siya depending on the text that you are reading. Pag ang inyong text nga gibasa 3 paragraphs, 1 paragraph will do for the summary. Kay 1/3 man siya. It's always be 1/3 of the selection original piece nga imong gibasa. So kung ang original piece nga imong gibasa is 3 paragraphs, you're going to make a 1 paragraph summary. That is 1 sentence for introduction, 2 sentences for the body, and 1 sentence for conclusion. A total of 4 sentences that makes a 1 paragraph. Diba? Kaya giingon sa definition, it's a 1/3 or quarter. 1/3 or 1/4 sa imuang main selection. Clear? Nagets? Number 9, you can also decide to represent information through using dimensional constructions in representing concepts, skills, or facts. It's your decision. Pwede ka mag-decide kung mag-represent kang information through using different concepts, skills, or facts. Nasa imo kung saan nimo siya pag-present ang imo ang information, basi gusto nimo maghatag kang example for you to present clearly the information, it's up to you. Mo nang gitawag og kanya-kanyang diskarte sa pag-explain, sa pag-summarize. As long as the main idea was there and present. Number 10, paraphrasing is one of the skills you can do in writing a summary. With it, you do not use the same words with the author. Paraphrasing is the key, and taking down notes of the important details is the key. If you are going to use this one, you will no longer worry whenever you need to summarize. So, di na ka mabala ka kung saan mo pag-summarize. Okay, so example number 1 here given, Japanese rail tunnel. Kamu na ibasa na, magtaas na sa datong video ko ato panimbasahon. So, there is a summary. So we are given a lot of statements here and then mga bullet type nga mga statements diri, but at the end it's just a short summary. So number 2 example is the Sydney Opera House. The same gapon taas kaayo pero mubo ra din kay ang summary. So it should always be 1/3 of the total paragraphs or sentences nga nagamit. Dapat 1/3 ra ang inyong summary nga buhaton. So another 5 easy techniques in summarizing various academic texts. Technique number 1. Somebody wanted but so then. Gamito na ninyo siya into a question form. Somebody wanted but so then. Somebody stands for who is the story about. Wanted, what does the main character or character want? But identify a problem that the main character encountered. So, how does the main character solve the problem? And then tell how the story ends. So pwede ka na siya nga format inyong gamiton for you to get a summary or to construct a summary. Kana siya nga format. The summary, somebody, Little Red Riding Hood, she wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother, but she encountered a wolf pretending to be her grandmother, so she ran away crying for help. Then, a woodsman heard her and saved her from the wolf. Shortcut way of summarizing is this one. Ana kadali. So ana na din siya pag kana siya na porma na nimo ang somebody wanted but so then imo na din nimo siya sentence for you to make a summary. Kay phrases man na siya, ang uban sentences, ang uban phrases. So imo na din siya imoon into a complete sentence na din nimo siya. Organize that himuon na din nimo siya og one united nga paragraph. Sorry for the background noise, pati mahimuan na. Mao na gina siyang background noise. So bear with me class, bear with me. So we are done with the technique 1, so proceed to the technique 2, which is the SAAC method. The SAAC method is another useful strategy in summarizing. So this is story, article, speech, etc. Pwede na nimo siya gamiton. This technique can be used for story, article, speech. SAAC is an acronym for state, assign, action, and complete. So each word in the acronym refers to a specific element that should be included in the summary. State is name of the article, name of the book or the story. Assign, name of the author. Action, what the author is doing. What the author or what is the main character doing in the selection or the main agenda tells you about. And then complete is you have to complete the sentence or summary with the keywords and important details. So remember, taking down notes of main points and important details and supporting details is very crucial to this part. So kung wala ka nag-take note, these techniques were very useless. Kaya yung mga techniques useless din sila kung wala ka nag-take down notes. So taking down notes is the key. So this method is particularly helpful for students who are learning the format of summary and need reminders to include the title and author's name. However, SAAC does not include clear guidance about which details to include, which some students might find tricky. If you use SAAC with your student, remind them of the types of details that belong in the summary before instructing them to work independently. So muna na siya ang kailangan na sulod sa S, A, and C. Going back dito sa example. So the example, the state is the story. What is the story all about? The boy who cried wolf. Assign. Again, assign. Who is the name of the author? It's Aesop, a great storyteller. Action. Action, it tells the story. Complete. What happens when a shepherd boy repeatedly lies to the villagers about seeing a wolf? Using the 4 SAAC cues to write out a summary of the boy who cried wolf in complete sentence. So that is the summary. So basically, mas dali nimo makuha ang summary using the SAAC, but it's not recommended for those learners nga ga-struggle og decipher about ani. This is a very very hard technique and this is not applicable to all. So basically na siya summary pero it's very hard to use. Between the technique 1 and the technique 2, I prefer the first technique, which is somebody wanted but so then. This is very easy. This is very easy for you to summarize. Very easy kini siya nga method, unlike the number 2, the SAAC. Use this method, technique number 2, if you are, what do you call this one? If you are already familiar on how to summarize. Gusto lang ni magpaspas nga way, this is the fastest way, but it's the most difficult in my own opinion. So number 3, it's the 5 W's and 1 H. So 5 W questions and then the H. That's how. Relies on 6 crucial questions: who, what, when, where, and why, and how. These questions make it easy to identify the main character, the important details, and the main idea. Basically, kini siyang pinaka-dali among the 3. So you're going to answer the question, who is the story about? There's something wrong with this. This is not how you're going to state. What is the story about? Siguro. You cannot say who is the story about. Who is the main character siguro? Or who is the author, who is the main character of the selection? I would like to correct this one. It is not who is the story about. Because a story is not a person. Story is something, a topic. It's a thing and it's a topic. It's an idea, it's a topic. So you cannot use who for this. Who is the story about? I would like to correct this one. This is what is the story all about. Maybe you can use who. Who is the author of the story? That could be one. Who is the main character of the story? That's number 2. Who is the narrator of the selection? That's number 3. Who is the antagonist, the protagonist? That's number 4. That's how you going to use the question who. I would like to correct this one. Di ka pwede mo gamit ani. In my own understanding, story is an idea. Story is a creative idea of the author. So dili siya pwede iho, kay di mo ni tao, di mo ni butang. Bisag ig butang dili pwede iho. What gina if it is a thing? Who is just a name. It's just a name. Okay, so na errors. Ika nga, according to the grammar check, no errors. No errors about who is the story about, but it's not comfortable for me to use who is the story about. I guess what is the story about? Because you are explaining something, you're explaining an idea, you are not stating a name of a person. Because you are stating a name, you are stating a noun or a pronoun if you're going to ask the question who. Because who in Bisaya is kinsa. Kani siya kung Bisaya ng question, kinsa nga story ni about. So like, yeah, kato kung ingon ka ganiya, it could be. Who is the main character kato? Muna to siya. Number 2, what did they do? Yes, answer the question, what did they do? Unsa silang gibuhat? The number 3, when did the action take place? Kanus anay tabo? Then where did the story happen? Yes, state nimo in one sentence per WH. Why did the main character do what she or he did? Then number 5, how? So try this technique. For example, nagihatag diri. Who the tortoise, what he raised a quick boastful hare and won. When isn't specified in the story, so it's not important in this case. So kung wala gani when, disregard. Where an old country road. Why the tortoise was tired of hearing the hare boast about his speed. How the tortoise kept up his slow but steady pace. So what you're going to do here is, you got this one all. The WH and how question. Then what you're going to do is to combine this one all together using cohesion and coherence and unity, and making a statement, making a paragraph, and that's it. I-combine mo sila tanan to make it into a paragraph, so you will end up like this. It's very easy. Kung kabalo kag answer sa WH question, that's it. WH question. Kung bakwa na nimo siya, mansira nimo siya, you can summarize already. Easy as pie. Next, let's go to the technique number 4. That's first, then, and finally. This is also the 3-part essay. Kung kabalo mo distinguish 3-part essay, this is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. The first is the introduction, then is the body, then finally is the conclusion. So according to this module, first is what happened first. Include the main characters, the main events, and the main action. The problem, also include the problem in the first. And the next is then, what key details took place during the event or action. So kailangan sa imo pa lang first na state na nimo ang problem, the cause of the problem. Then later on ang details nganong nagkagrabi ang problem dito sa then, and then sa finally you're going to explain the result of the action or the event. Og na-resolve siya, i-include nimo ang resolution kung na-resolve ang problem. So like for example here, using the Goldilocks and the three bears naman inong cave, nonon ginig beer. 3 bears. First, Goldilocks entered the bears' home while they were gone. Then she ate their food, sat in their chairs, and slept in their beds. Finally, she woke up to find the bears watching her. So she jumped up and ran away. So that is a summary. That is already a summary. Very easy. First, then, and finally. You're just going to explain. That's a introduction, body, and conclusion. Kung ikaw magsulat mo ng introduction, body, and conclusion. Pero kung magkuha kag detalye, that is the first thing what happened, then unsa nahitabo, then finally na unsa ang story. Then technique number 5 is give me the gist. So give me the idea. Ihatag ang idea sa selection. Actually, kani siyang number 5, wala ni siya format. Wala siya format nga imong gisunod. So basically, kung give me the gist, give me the idea. State everything that comes to your mind. Kung mahuman kag basa sa selection, tanan idea nga imong nasabtan niya na ipagawas isulat. That's give me the gist. So explain nimo tanan na sa imong una nagtagan sa imong una nga mga ideas rather. So that's give me the gist. So that's it. So I hope this technique helps you when you're going to summarize. So when summarizing is useful in many types of writing and at different points in writing process. Summarizing is used to support an argument, provide context for paper thesis, write literature reviews, and annotate a bibliography. So it's very helpful if you have a summary. Dako kini siya tabang class. Because in summarizing, it shows a big picture to give the readers the chance to contextualize what you are saying. So in addition to the advantage of summarizing for the reader, you can gain better sense of what was written in the selection. So mas masabtan nimo kung naay summary. Mas dali nimo siya masabtan as a whole ang katong story or ang text nga gipabasa. It's very easy. And what's more? Nanata diri sa what's more. So any questions? Wala ba questions? Kung doon ay questions, comment sa comment section para atong mansiran. What's more, activity 1. Follow the techniques above. Summarize the text by completing the sample graphic organizer below. Write your summary in your notebook. So you write this one in your notebook. As much as possible, make this one clean. Okay, basig attach ni siya sa inyong portfolio because this is an activity that is not objective nga pagka-check. Importance of education. You're going to read this one, and yes, probably may tabot diri sa ato ang table nga gi-provide diri sa ubos is every paragraph kwaon nimo ang main idea ug ang details. Sa paragraph 2, the main idea and the details. Sa paragraph 3, main idea and the details. Paragraph 4, main idea and details. Paragraph 5, main idea and details. So after nimo makuha ang main idea, wa patanaw man diri class. After ninyo makuha ang main idea for every paragraph, you're going to combine all this one and make a summary. Wa tanaw man na. Like for example, wa pa nahuman dia kung nag-answer na mo ani paragraph 1 na may main ideas and details, naka-take down note na mo. Paragraph 2, main idea and details, na take down notes mo. Paragraph number 3, main idea and details. Paragraph 4, main idea and details. Paragraph 5, main idea and details. Wa pa diya na human. After ninyo nag-gather sa data, you going to combine all these main ideas and details together and create a summary. Kana siya imong basihan, sulat din ka og summary in your activity notebook. So I want this one to see in your activity notebooks and also ang summary using this informations kinyo nakuha from paragraph 1 to paragraph 5. Is that clear, class? Goods. So essay number 2, naanapoy another essay. So this is persuasive points that you need to summarize. So activity number 2, from the essay number 2, complete this organizer with persuasive points for each of the paragraphs following the thesis statement below. Write your answer in your notebook using the following format. Thesis statement, I will show you the 2 best reasons why education is important in our society. So, in this activity, wala na summary. Activity number 2, wala na summary. You're just going to get the persuasive points or point in every paragraph. Kada paragraph, kung asa nga mga statements ang convincing dadto class, isulat ninyo ana nga table. You're going to draw this table, and if you wish to encode this table, kung namoy access sa computer, encode ninyo, guntingon, dinipilit sa notebook, pwede. You write persuasive statements every paragraph and make this table, drawing one in a table or encode this table if you wish. Then you going to make persuasive points per paragraph, but this time what na summary. Kana lang siya taman. Katong activity 1, kuha kag ideas per paragraph and details and combine to all together and make a summary. Moving on to activity 3, after identifying the persuasive point in your notebook, write a summary of the text. So sa activity number 2, nakakuha na kag persuasive points na to. So in your activity 3, you're going to write a summary based on your answers in activity number 2. So dadto mo magbase. How am I going to score your summary? By these rubrics. Kana nga rubric akong basihan sa paghatag og answer sa inyoang modules, summary activity rather. So post-assessment, you answer this one, letters only, in your activity notebook, writing post-assessment. And then, every intro nga activity sa module, butangin ninyo lesson, module number and then lesson, para di ta maglibog. So, this is the post-assessment, you're going to answer. Then lastly, what have I learned? Please write a reflection at the end of every lesson. So, not necessarily a long reflection, 1 paragraph will do. As long as may reflection mo nga masulat, okay na kay kuana. Okay, so I guess diri na to umano na ato ang lesson 4. Module 1, lesson 4 sa English for academic and professional purpose. Unta makatabang class and you learned something today. And spread this one to those classmates nga wala pay knowledge about how to answer this one. So thank you so much class, and sorry for the audio quality mo, nagyan na siya. Antos lang ta. Comment sa comment section kung sa inyong nalista na nga part o kung saan nato na siya pag-answer. And as much as possible, we will going to try our best to make a live stream every Saturday to answer these questions na inyong nalisdan. As much as possible. Kaya every Wednesday man siya ginasubmit. So, pwede pa sa Sabado makahimo tag live stream to answer all of your questions. So, kamo lang set og time og date para atong ma-answeran inyong mga concerns. So, abang-abang lang sa ato ang timeline. Ana. That's it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope nakatabang nigda ko. See you on the next video for the lesson 5, module 1, lesson 5.